Joining me is Gerry Mullins, and Gerry, you're no stranger to travelling around the world and seeing these type of young horse classes. What do you make of it?
I think it's a very good idea. Isn't it great at a time like this that somebody is prepared to get up, like Ronan, and to try and organise a competition that's going to benefit the breeders and probably encourage the sale of horses, make a focus for dealers to come in, and make a focus for the coaches and dealers here to get involved. I think it's great.
And it's certainly a great incentive for the breeder who now can see to breed for quite a bit of money.
Yeah, they're talking about an overall budget there of 50,000. I mean, it's really good money for young horses. You're talking 5 and 6 year olds here, and I think that's certainly going to be an incentive. If I had a 5 or 6 year old, I'd be aiming him off for this. If he wins this or does well in this, he's going to be worth more money. And they can also probably promote it a little bit on the continent, because this happens a good bit in the continent, where dealers and these people get together and they like to go to places where they hope to see good horses. And people travel everywhere. I mean, when I'm going looking for horses now, there is no country that you close off to, whether it be South America or the north of Europe or south of Europe. People will travel anywhere if there are good horses. So this is an opportunity.
Now, from the course designer's point of view, you'd like to see probably a little bit more width in the courses and less height.
Yeah, I think that we fool ourselves a little bit sometimes by building big with not so much width or technicality. And I would, for me, with the younger horses, certainly for the sale end of it, to show the scope and to show to allow the riders who are accurate to come to the fore. I think you need to talk more about width in your oxers. I think you need to talk about the technicality of it more, particularly for the 6 year olds who are more experienced. And I think you need to talk about the related distances that are ones that they're going to be meeting later on in their career. So really you're not talking about killing them over big courses, but you're talking about finding out what kind of qualities they have. And the qualities you're looking for are the carefulness, you're looking for the scope, you're looking for the rideability, you're looking for the type, so that they stay sound, so the soundness aspect. So I hope they have some element of it that is a little bit of a test that the horses are sound throughout the whole week.
Is the breed improving? Because we know that you had to ride Irish breds down through the years, then you retired and you've been travelling around the world coaching. So in recent years, have you seen the breed improve in here?
I think how it is highlighted best is if you go to horse shows, and I go to a lot of shows abroad, and very seldom you see Irish horses. So that indicates that till now, over the last while, we haven't. In the past, there were lots of Irish horses who competed. There are not so many now. So I think we have to continue to look to improving the breed. I would like to look at the Irish international riders that we have abroad. How often do they come and buy Irish horses? Now, if they're not coming to buy, we should be asking ourselves the questions. Why are they not? Because they are looking for good horses, and they're buying 4 year olds, 5 year olds, 6 year olds. So you can't make excuses that they're not looking for young horses. So I think the breed needs to improve. I think it needs to look outside and see what's happening outside, and I think that it needs to concentrate on breeding the modern type, which is blood, which is a fair amount of scope, but more the emphasis on carefulness.
So you're looking forward, will you be at the championships?
I will, yeah, and I hope I'll be in a position to support it in some way, because I think it is something everybody should get involved with. And I would talk particularly to the riders, the owners, the breeders here, the suppliers. All of those should get involved with it, because it is a positive move by an individual who's doing it for not for making money, but to help the breeder and the sport.
The Irish Breeders' Classic, I think, is a wonderful concept. It's a great opportunity for breeders to hold on to their horses and to see how they can go and how they can develop. I mean, already now with the Horse World Ireland classes and the young horse classes, a breeder can decide to hold on to his horse until he's 5 or 6 year old and see if he's good enough, or indeed if he can win some of the prize money. And now with this concept, the Irish Breeders' Classic, there's a chance to compete for a real pot. I think it's great for the whole industry, and it can really improve things on many levels.
Okay, delighted to be here in the hotel with Ronan Rothwell. I think he's done a fantastic job. He's a lot of work done, but as the government always says, more to do. We need to get more contact with the breeders, because this is what it's all about, and hopefully that the result will show that the 5 and 6 year old classic winner will go on to do better things.
I'm really encouraged with what Ronan is doing here this evening. It's great to see a young man take the initiative and start something that possibly, when we analyse it, should have been done years ago. If you look at what's happening, he's putting the lifeblood back into the sport. Prize fund is what creates the interest, and if you analyse what's happening, if we get a prize fund like 40 or 50,000, and I'm sure hopefully over the years it will grow, instead of the producer selling the horse for a lesser price, he'll be encouraged to keep it. Multiply that by a number of breeders, and we get these better horses being retained to jump for this higher fund. What does that do? People abroad now start looking in, because there's a bunch of very good young horses in Ireland, so it creates a added value in an export market. It's really something that we should have been doing for years. The Irish Horse Board are doing something similar, which has worked very well for the last few years, but this, in my view, is an extension of it, and should possibly be coupled to a breeders' fund that is ring-fenced to put money into the prize fund for it.
€50,000 is a massive prize fund, and this is going to make a huge difference to everybody involved in the sport horse industry. The Irish Breeders' Classic will make Ireland by far and away the best place to own and produce a young horse in the world. That's why it's so important that everybody gets involved in the Irish Breeders' Classic.